Olá, meus amores! Estou começando hoje mais um podcast, Unboxing Portugal. E hoje vai ser um pouquinho especial porque eu tenho ela, uma convidada que está vivendo aqui em Portugal também, é residente em Portugal. Ela é russa, ela vem da Rússia. E Elena, né? E assim, vamos falar em inglês, aí vocês vão ter o subtítulo aí, a legenda embaixo, né? Eu ia falar subtitle, que é em inglês, mas é a legenda, tá, gente? É que vem em português e inglês na minha cabeça. E aí faz aquela confusãozinha, mas vocês vão ter a legendinha. E Elena, welcome to come to Unboxing Portugal, my podcast. And you're from which city in Russia?
I'm from St. Petersburg. It's the second largest city in Russia. So now we're here.
Thank you for coming, and it's super nice and a pleasure to have a feeling, the feedback of one Russian, because we live now a strongly live moment. We don't need to speak about exactly what happened there, but I want Elena here to tell us how she feeling, how she see, how is the day by day living in Portugal, come from Russia. So, Elena, tell me, are you happy here in Portugal? Tell me first, when you decided to come to live in Portugal?
We decided maybe previous November, and then in January we were here in Portugal.
So when everything happened there, it started to happen, when you saw in the TV, when you have the news, and then you decided to
At this time we decided to move. We made a decision to move from Russia anyway, but it took time to move and to find job.
So you, your husband, and your kids.
Our kids. We have 3 kids, so it took time. In February the situation changed, and we were making some.
The situation, you say, change, like it gets more serious.
I mean that in February, then the operation which our country began against another country happened, and after this we decided to move, but we don't know where. So my husband had to look around and found.
Why your husband? It's your idea or your husband, or both of you decided Portugal?
It's our both.
Why Portugal?
We were reading a lot, we were comparing different countries, and we were reading a lot of charts, and we decided that society here in Portugal is more open-hearted. They are
more open and welcome for foreigners.
Yeah, they're more welcome for foreigners.
Yeah.
And
this is small and safe. I think for kids it's
and it's safe. So when we were living in Russia, it's a very big city,
You are living in St. Petersburg. It's like the second largest, biggest city in Russia after Moscow.
After Moscow, yes. And it was like when I left them to the street, every time I was a little bit nervous because I was thinking maybe something will happen with.
But is it safe city or not? It's a little bit dangerous. How is St. Petersburg? Because it's very beautiful. They have a beautiful architecture.
It's maybe I can say it's safe for those who live in Russia. But when we compare St. Petersburg and some Portugal cities, Porto, Lisbon, here is safer.
It's more
safe. So
how for you as a Russian person, how is the feeling to leave behind family, home, work, and start a new country with 3 kids? How is that feeling?
It's not easy, but you have to do it because of your kids.
How is your training mind to yourself to go forward of that situation? What do you use? What do you use it with yourself, your mind? How you train your mind to Don't look behind.
I'm not sure that I have some special trainings, but I know that my kids, they are my life. So, and I know that if I want for them to live and to live better, I have to do everything. That's my main.
And then with the kids, I have the feeling, because I'm mom also. But I think when you have a kids, you find power for your boy. I don't know where did you find for going. Don't look behind, because they are look at you. They follow you.
Yes.
So it's struggling, but sometimes we need to find the energy, or we need to wake up in the morning and look in the eyes of them and say, I'm not going to stop the kids, I'm going to do that for you.
Yes, and we have to remember that we are their
example.
Example.
We are everything for them.
Yes. So I hope that in the future they will do this for their kids, and so that's the only
continuation.
And
how you feeling? How for you are the life? Yes, it's a safe country. It's a small country, Portugal. But compared to St. Petersburg, what you have before in Russia, how you have the difference? What's the most difference you find here? You feeling the most biggest difference? As you remove the part of family, I know family is the number one, but in that other way, what for you it's more hard to compare and missing?
Nothing. Only family.
Okay.
For me, it's only family because
That's good.
I always like to travel, to see people, to see different countries. So for me, not all of my members of my family, but for me, like I'm a person, moving to Portugal, it was fun. I know that circumstances and my family.
Okay, so you saw that as a challenge.
Yes.
Like something challenging, go to give me more energy.
Yes, more energy, and I have it's an opportunity to try something new.
Okay.
For example, when you live in one country for long life, you're not thinking about some steps like to put children in school. It's a challenge here for us because we don't have documents and so on.
Oh, yes. So that is something very interesting. I want you to explain to me. When you leave your country behind, so did you have time to prepare yourself with all documents or papers?
No, it's. I was thinking about this when I was coming here, and I understand that there we don't have such problems, because when I wanted to my girls go to kindergarten, to preescolar, so only the only document.
Wait. I listen you to speak Portuguese. Preescolar. What else in Portuguese you know how to speak? She speaks Portuguese.
A little bit. For example.
Você sabe falar bom dia?
Qual
a comida mais gostosa que tu mais delícia?
Mais
tu
delícia?
Gosta do
para mim, bacalhau.
Bacalhau é muito bom.
Para minhas filhas, pastel de nata.
Doce. Sim,
doce, sim.
Doce.
Para mim.
Tu fala muito bem o português,
Não.
tá de parabéns.
Let's return to English.
Okay.
So the only document I have to show when I want to put my kids in school, it's my passport and birth certificate. That's all. It's enough.
Yes, because here when you go to apply for your kids go to school, the public school, also the private school, they have a list of they need to have all the certificate of vaccines. And they have
tax number,
they have a security social number, they have everything also for the kids, not only for the parents.
Yes,
and it's not so big list, but it's very important documents, and sometimes we get lost, right?
Sometimes it's hard to receive it because, for example, if we are talking about health. you know, there is such a numero utente.
Sim.
See, and it was very hard to receive,
Yes.
even for kids, because
3 months, I think. More or less. Utentes is the base one, is the basic, you know.
But no, until we have residence permit, they wrote me a letter that unfortunately we can't.
But you have the residence now.
Yes.
Okay, so.
So we are waiting for cards.
Yes, everybody think about to dream to move to Portugal to start a new life. Yes, you can do, but you need to be very aware and need to understand when coming here, when for everyone, for Brazilians, for Russians, for Ukrainians, for Asians, wherever around the world, when you start to live your life here in Portugal, the government they want you to follow one checklist. You have a list of documents for you be accepted here, for you be resident here, and without that you can move. You can't. It's just as impossible to move. You need to organize that documents before and make your residence card for your life to be okay. Because if you don't have that, it's horrible. I think all Europe. But tell me, how you feel like for the compare the life money about money? Do you think Portugal, because you have experience, you traveling, you try to visit other cities for choose Portugal, and then you decide for Portugal. How you see now you as a Russian person coming from one situation, it happened now, that moment, the situation is still happening, unfortunately, nobody is happy with that situation. But in compared to Portugal, how you see the quality of life and money? Like, do you think Portugal it's a good price everything, or everything is so expensive? How you see that?
Very expensive renting, very expensive. I know why it's very expensive now, because of
there is no space.
There is no space, and there are a lot of immigrants newly.
Portugal is a small country. It's an amazing country, but there is no houses, apartments for foreigners come to live. And then what Portugal already have super small, and sometimes the prices is over. Yes, totally overpriced. I know that is something like for the foreigners, Brazilian also, they struggle about that. Not Russian, not Ukrainian, not Asian, not Indian people. Like in Portugal, this is a big problem. Like the rental of properties, it's overpriced, and it's very hard to find.
And to find very in good condition, because of course you can find something not in very good condition, maybe for smaller price, but. And as you know, if you have kids, you have to have good conditions. For example, without any wind from the windows.
Okay. So when you find an apartment, you need to be sure that it's inside it's more warm and cold than outside.
Yes.
Yeah, I can feel you. Tell me, what you bring something. We look at the table, and they look something. You bring something special for speak about St. Petersburg in Russia.
Yes, I bring a small coin. It's a touristic coin, but it has a silhouette of our famous Polo and
because St. Petersburg is a port.
Because
it's important port in Russian, right? I don't know if you guys can see, but Pedro is our cameraman. He go to filming. I don't know. So you can show. Good. Pedro, I'm going to have water. And then.
And the one.
Okay. Foca na. Não foca. Conseguiu? E o teu cabelo vai pegar a câmera?
Não tem.
Depois, Pedro, faz uma foto. Põe. e eles colocam no vídeo. E a gente continua gravando?
Sim, sim.
Aí depois você fala.
Mas cortam isto.
And a figure of polar bear, because polar bear is the symbol of St. Petersburg Zoo. You know, I have three
The white polar bear is
Right.
the symbol of
Yes.
St. Petersburg Zoo.
So, you know, I have
What
kids.
they
and
do
really
now with the polar bear there? What they are now?
Oh, they are polar bears are living in the zoo. It's okay.
The zoo is protecting.
Yes, they are.
Okay,
It's
you
there.
want.
There. But my kids spend a lot of time in zoo, so they
It's
love.
so cute. It's for remember like this traditional and common and special the polar bear in polar bear. Urso polar.
See.
Branco in St. Petersburg Zoo, and Elena she looked for us for see that. Okay, after you do picture of it and you guys can see more close. Tell me something like, do you learn some music in Portuguese or?
No, unfortunately, no music.
So I'm going to ask something very interesting for her. Like, do you think funk is a music from Portugal or Brazil?
Oh no, I won't answer this question. I think it's a little bit. I have to choose. No, I love both and Portugal and Brazil. So I think funk will be mix of Brazil and Portugal.
Do you think funk is a mix?
I'm not sure.
You don't know.
If you
But
ask,
I'm going to say yes. I think funk is the fado in summer.
okay.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know, guys. Can you think about? Oh no. I'm confused. Let's explain better. Fado is sertanejo in Brazil, but fado is more for the winter with wine, and sertanejo is a sofrência with a beer in the summer in the beach.
Okay.
So, did you listen sertanejo music?
No.
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
It's a fashion from Brazil.
Okay.
It's like fado, but fado it's very sad and
Yes. I
it's
know.
inside home. And sertanejo, it's outside, it's in the beach. You suffering about someone break up with you. You need to be sad, hurt, but you go to the beach. And then you suffering, take a beer. Like it's the difference of kind of suffering music.
Okay. I will see.
So, Elena, I wanted to tell you something, and it's very interesting to see how one situation can affect all people around the world. Here in Portugal, we have so many Ukrainian families also, and I'm going to ask something to you. The Ukrainian and the Russian, the population, they be close, they can be friends or no, they feel something different because of the situation in the countries. For example, can you see Ukrainian outside in the street and be sympathetic and have a conversation, talk, or you guys try to I have that position and close the door?
No. Sorry for interrupting, but those Russians who moved here to Portugal in this situation, they're on the same side with Ukrainians because we are against these situations. And of course, but when I meet Ukrainian here, I'm a little bit
When you
confused.
meet Ukrainian,
Yes.
you
I'm a little bit confused because I feel ashamed for my country. Because
this is nice
but-
to hear about.
but most of the people, Ukrainian people whom I met, they said it's
They
don't worry,
understand.
they
They understand the populations also
They
suffering.
understand my feelings. They understand why I am here. Because we were moving to Portugal not for better life, but we were moving from worse life.
Okay,
So
okay.
we are not looking for something wow or something for more money. No, we are moving from the life that suddenly became more very, very awful.
Okay.
So-
And do you see in the future, like from today, in 10 years, how you can imagine, like, for you and your family?
Unfortunately, what we see, me and o meu marido, we see that situation in Russia won't be better because our president.
You don't think about like the next generation, for example, they go to do something special and
I'm
when
not sure that we will have time and that we will have next generation of politicians. No, I'm not sure. All I see now from news from Russia that this generation, which now in power, which rules, they will stay and stay. They will make everything to stay. They don't want to be moved. We want, but
there is a lot of people there are attached to your place.
Yes.
It's hard to accept.
Yes.
They need to move. And for example, perhaps their way to the situation will be finished soon.
It is now in Russia. It's very hard to say something against this war. Against this situation. And a big amount of people now are in prison only for their words, only for their thoughts.
Yeah, because the people, I think the people, they get tired of something and they see a family destroy and the house destroy and the work destroy behind and they just want to stop that.
No, you don't understand. I'll try to explain something about Russia. Russia is the biggest country, one of the biggest countries of the world, in the world, and the main part of population, they're very, very simple. In a small town, they don't have enough money. They have money only for eating and not. So all that they do, they are working and working hard, and they are not thinking about everything around them. They are not thinking about situation in the world. They are not thinking. Their only thoughts are to
live, just
to live.
Work and eating food and go to their house.
Because they don't to think about something more than your food. You can think about if you only have spare time. If you have time, but if all that you have to do in your life is to work, you don't have time to think.
Yeah.
That's why most part of society are apolitical. They are not thinking about it.
Yes.
That's why nothing will change.
But I think more than this, people do the repetition of the routine every single day. We don't need to go deeply inside, but when you have a background so oppressor, so big an oppressor up to you, it's hard to fight with that political movement. It's hard for the population to fight against that. So we live in that, it's complicated for people, and we need to understand sometimes we need to protect our family, we need to protect ourselves, because we cannot go to fight with them. And then that's make the situation. But I want to say something interesting, and for yourself, Elena, if you look behind, I ask you up, and then now we go behind. If you look behind of Elena, your youngest age, what advice you give for yourself?
Very hard question. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Until this time, until the beginning of this operation, of this attack, I was quite satisfied with my life, with how it.
But I ask you, your youngest age, what advice you give for Elena today?
For my youngest me, I don't know.
Give advice for yourself.
I don't know. Be more open-hearted. Not open-hearted. Be trust people.
Yeah, you are close, a little bit close.
Yes, I'm a little bit close, and
You don't think the situation living make you to be more close, or you all your life you are always
no,
very close?
I think that we all in Russia a little bit close.
Okay.
So for us it's a
The
common.
culture.
It's culture.
It's the
Yes.
culture.
And now here in Portugal,
So your advice for you is like be more open.
yes, be open.
Okay.
And maybe you see
Okay,
more
I'm going to bring Elena, take with her in the carnival in Brazil, and so she
No,
can
no,
be
no,
more
no.
open end.
I am not ready.
And then you go carnival in Brazil, and then you'll be very open end because our heart is so big and so hot and bikini and beach everything.
Okay.
So Elena, I want to say thank you so much for coming to our podcast today. It's a pleasure to receive you and to know your history about Russia and everything. I hope soon that situation will be finished. But I'm happy also the Russians, the Ukrainians, everyone coming to live in Portugal, and they have big arms, big hearts to receive everyone. And that is a pleasure. And I hope you'll be happy. And your kids also, big kids to you.
Thanks.